All right, day 3. Um, After watching some videos and collecting, I watched, I think it was like board games explained in 3 minutes. After watching a bunch of videos and collecting a list of games that I would like to try, I can make a video about that later or when I've actually tried them. But it came to my attention that they had a video about Magic, like Magic the Gathering, and I hadn't really thought about how it technically is a tabletop game. Like I consider it a card game, but it is a tabletop game. So this video is going to be about Magic the Gathering and Lorcana and which one is better. And to give you the shortest answer possible, like what I've seen most of the time going in person is there's mostly masculine people playing Magic. I play both because I like both, and I only started playing Magic because they didn't have the Lorcana cards for me to be able to actually play Lorcana because when my boyfriend was at the game store, um he was like, "Oh, look at these cards that I got for Commander." And then I looked on the website to see if there's anything I'd be interested in. And I was like, "What is this game called Lorcana?" For those who don't know, Lorcana is a card game like Magic. It borrows stuff from other card games, but it's definitely from the mind of someone who has played a lot of card games. A lot of the stuff is very intuitive. There's not a whole lot of rules because there's not a whole lot of cards yet. Like Magic is technically better because it's just been around for longer. It has more things that you can do in it and more control. Pardon me. And more control over what you can do. It also has I think it's called Universes Beyond or something where you can play as Hasane Miku. You can play as like characters from Jurassic Park, from different classic horror stuff, or Doctor Who, or Assassin's Creed just came out. Like they have um, a lot of very like IP heavy stuff. Whereas the Disney game, of course, has Disney characters from different AUs, which is kind of cool. Like there's Elsa with or not Elsa, Anna with armor on. There's, Inventor Bell. I think one of them was like Tea Alchemist Alice in Wonderland. Like they're very fun. Like if you love Disney, you're gonna like the different costumes that you can make from this whole thing. Now, with this, I'm more interested in the Disney characters in Lorcana than I am the characters in Magic, but that's their own IP. In Lorcana, I think they call them Lumineers or something. And there are cards that don't relate to the Disney movies, and I'm not sure how much I love them. Like, they're new things made for this new world, and I'm not sure how much I love the new world that they came up with. Um, we don't know enough about it, but the Ursula Returns stuff has kind of not made me less interested, but kind of okay, I'll see where this is going. It's kind of hard to figure out the lore from what I've seen unless you have all of the cards or you have access to all the cards. And I can leave links below so that you can play Magic and Lorcana in Tabletop Simulator, which is what I'd like to do with some VTuber friends. Is I would like to, if they would like, um, teach them how to play Commander Magic or Lorcana because I like playing them and I think it'd be fun to have some of that on this channel. Um, but uh, long story short, if you want to know which one is better, it's just which one is better to you. What, are you new to card games? Probably Lorcana. It's going to be the easiest to pick up because there isn't as many rules as Magic. Like Magic is like D&D in that you need to know a lot before it starts to get easy and fun. Like you can jump into it and not know anything and just have to have, just read the cards and have things explained to you the whole time. I'm not the biggest fan of getting explained to. I find it kind of uh condescending. Um but then with Lorcana, you kind of have to explain to people what the cards that they have do when you're playing against other people. And like not a lot of people know how to play Lorcana. They're still figuring it out. They're like, "Oh, one guy got mad that a bodyguard could protect my stuff all of the time. Like that he had to attack the bodyguard instead of my cards." And it's just like, "Yeah, that's why I put it in the deck. That's what the bodyguard does." Um but that aside, um I think both games are fun. I think both games have um different audiences. I think that Lorcana is bringing a lot of kids and families and couples and like people who just are interested in the hobby, but Magic was either too intimidating or they never played it, or they've heard things about Magic that make them not want to play it. Um, Lorcana is supposed to have a website that you can play it online with other players at some point. Magic does have Magic Arena, I think it's called, or MTG Arena, whatever. So you can, buy a pack or play it for free and like keep up with it and put in codes and get cards online, not in person. Um, but I think in person events also give you packs and stuff. Like if you go to pre releases, it's just there is a lot to learn with card games, and I think they're really fun. But I also understand that they do cost a lot of money, and with tabletop games or with role playing games like Shadowrun or D&D, you can just buy the book and you're done. You know, like or with Forbidden Island, you can just buy the game and you're done. It's very interesting to see how my opinion of video games is different than like in real life games. One, because you have to store them, but like video games, I'll spend $60 on a video game and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting. But then with a tabletop game, it's kind of hard to spend $60 and then you have all of these pieces and all the stuff you have to store and you have to have all these conditions to play the game, that it feels like it's more than other games, if that makes sense. Like the tabletop um board games for collectors are like, not for kids games. Because of their subject matter and stuff like that. Some of them can get very grim. Uh you I don't know. There's like a different, in my head at least, a different feeling towards buying um a tabletop game versus a play on the computer or a console game, if that makes sense. Because at least with those, like I said, I know what I'm getting, and the storage is just um, hard drive storage, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's funny I can get to around 9 minutes for talking about like a topic. I'll probably remake videos when I know how to um collect resources that I don't feel like are copyright uh, issues, because I don't use a lot of like video or sounds and audio and stuff, because when I used to make YouTube videos when I was a kid, um, I got like copyright strikes on my channel because of music that I used that I didn't, you're a kid, you don't know. You're like, oh, okay, guess I can't use that song. Um, But like that really scared me as a kid. So I just have been trying to use stuff or like not download things if I don't know what they are. Like I feel like it's a safe practice. Anyway, um that's all I've got for this topic at the moment. I can probably do a full deep dive, but this is just an overview of, which one is better, and it's really up to you which one you think is better. Um I've had fun with both. Sometimes Magic is better, sometimes Lorcana is better. So do with that what you will. Okay, bye.